Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you're calling in from. I hope you've been enjoying the fall week of 2025, fall dam week 2025. We just wrapped up an awesome session with Parker Thompson, who walked us through experience portals and how that can elevate brand management and content distribution. We still have one more exciting session after this with Yumiko Hayashi, our Director of Product Marketing here at Media Valet. She's going to be showcasing how a digital asset management system serves as the foundation for a truly connected marketing ecosystem. You definitely don't want to miss that. Before we dive in, a bit of housekeeping. Today's session is being recorded and you will be shared the recording afterward through a Media Valet portal. While we won't have time to do live Q&A during this session, please feel free to drop in your questions or comments in the Q&A panel or the chat. If we don't have time to get to them in this session, we'll be sure to follow up with them afterward. So today we're going to be diving into the theme of frictionless brand, how modern teams move fast without losing control. I'm joined by one of our awesome teammates, Mark's VP of Sales and Partnerships, Mr. Nick Hatch.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me, Steve.
Yeah, cheers, Nick. We're going into 2026, which is crazy. And in today's world, every team needs tailored, personalized, or localized content yesterday. Yeah, that's sales decks, co-branded social posts, one-pagers for regional events. And that's where this paradox of speed versus control really begins. When you go heavy on control, you may gain that brand consistency, but you could sacrifice speed. When you loosen all that control, you may increase speed, but you sacrifice, the brand integrity and you kind of unravel that centralization. In the field where things are fast and loose, assets live in various different tools such as SharePoint, Dropbox, Google Drive, individual computers, different platforms, requests pile up on creative teams' desks. Field teams start improvising with outdated PDFs or distorting logos, trying to use whatever new generative AI tool they've discovered on social media. Marketing teams ultimately start to lose visibility and trust. Uh, every brand that is operating at scale kind of eventually hits this wall and wrestles with this trade-off of speed versus control. So our objective and what we've been seeing with a lot of the mutual Media Valet Mark customers combined is to talk to and show how to collapse that gap and make brand operations frictionless. So Media Valet is a core DAM platform, provides a single source of truth for your final assets, photos, videos, PDFs, sorts, creative files, powered by various forms of metadata with robust permissions. Mark really turns those assets into truth. Sorry, Mark turns that truth into action, enabling anyone to create on-brand, ready content without breaking the rules. So together, our combined solutions remove the friction between governance and execution, delivering speed without that brand chaos. So everything that, a traditional self-serve system tries to promise but rarely achieves. When thinking of this concept, airplanes come to mind as something that is moving fast, but also in control and has safety. I pulled this approved image in from our Media Valet dam. I hope the visual resonates with the intent.
It resonates, Steve. It resonates. It's I'm grateful to be here, and some I appreciate. Steve and I, we both have over 8 years experience at our respective organizations here at Mark and Media Ballet, and we've been here for as long as we have because I think we really enjoy the problems that we solve. And I imagine if we could see everyone here is attending today, I imagine we're seeing a lot of heads nodding and dealing with this need for matching the demand for speed, but also how do we maintain control? It's a very it's a universal problem that marketing creatives and teams are facing in a myriad of industries. And I'm excited to showcase that there really isn't a cookie cutter single way to solve for it. We're showing three ways that we solve for it today, and I hope that those that are attending will hopefully open their eyes to see and see that we can match ultimately the needs that they're looking to at their respective organization, and hopefully kind of put themselves in one of these three scenarios or others and explore ways that they can solve these problems. But ultimately, our goal here is to present, three different ways that teams are moving fast without breaking the brand. First being how, marketing teams are executing, with really the dam being the front door for the solution. How revenue and enablement teams are doing that with our CRM integration, and lastly, leveraging experience portals and leveraging corporate communications as well as partner and channel enablement. So, without further ado, Steve, why don't you jump into market execution?
Awesome. Yeah. So in that first lane, the marketing execution lane, that's where brand and digital marketing teams are seeking to turn approved assets into campaign materials quickly. So these could be things like social media posts, case studies, event collateral. The outcome that they're looking to achieve is accelerating time to market while allowing their creative team to work and deliver other projects. I'm going to do a preview of what that looks like in action, sharing multiple types of existing assets in conjunction to adding a new piece of content created through Mark. So I'm going to be here in this combined interface of Media Valet and Mark is one platform through the core DAM interface. I'm playing the role as a digital marketer, so here I have access to everything, but the look and access levels can be further tailored based on the sub role. So from the home library, there's access to assets that can be discovered through a wide range of metadata input from the team or AI tags like face recognition, text in documents, color recognition, smart image search, and video intelligence. So when I've found the particular asset that I'm looking to add to a wider group of content that I'm looking to distribute, I'm going to tag us to a collection that I can reference that I will share in a portal at the next stage once I've finished editing something out of Mark. So leveraging Mark here in the templating part of the interface, I'm in the zone where I can find the right template and make the appropriate copy adjustments. So here I'm going to save this particular project so I can reference it later. This is where you might have pre-filled out pieces based on how the template was created. I'm just making some quick edits to the copy, the brand style is being configured. So the changes to the title, that's all adhering to how the design team had created this template for me to easily make changes to. Now I'm opening up the Media Valet interface to find the right piece of content, leveraging all those different ways of searching. Here I'm going to pop in a child patient for this healthcare case study. And now that's ready for distribution. I could send it over to print or also post to different social media channels. In this case, I am going to upload it back into Media Valet as I'm going to be distributing it through one of Media Valet's portals. So I'm just going to upload this back into Media Valet right now. And then you can add additional metadata here. I'm just simply going to tag us to this category right now for case studies. Can always add more metadata to it later, but that's where we have AI further indexing this asset for discoverability. And here I'm going to insert that case study to this other portal where we have those damn weak videos that I was using as an example from that collection. So here is a kind of the final portal of assets, videos, this newly created piece of content. And as I mentioned before, we will be sharing the Damn Week Fall 2025 recordings in a portal for follow-up. So you will see a live example of what those Media Valet portals look and feel like as tangible examples. Nick, I'm going to pass the floor over to you. No one knows revenue greater than you, my man. So why don't you dive into some sales enablement examples?
That's a bold compliment. I know there's others that maybe know it better than me, but excited to speak to to what we're solving here. As I'm very passionate about what we're doing and how we solve this for sales and CS and all teams on the revenue side. But ultimately, we know. I think you said earlier, like how we're not turning to these AI generative tools to create what was termed AI slop. I think teams in revenue they tend to do things quickly. They need things relatively last minute, and it causes friction between sellers and CS and the marketing teams when they tend to navigate a ticketing system and have an SLA of 5 to 10 business days when that just doesn't work. It's like sellers needed it yesterday and they need it personalized and customized within a certain parameter of time or parameters of the actual deal or conversation. And so the ultimate goal here is how do we make content on demand for sales reps, channel reps, partners, so that they can quickly grab what they need when they need it and customize it in the guardrails of their brand. But as we navigate to this kind of demo of the platform, I want to highlight, you'll see this in the Salesforce instance, but want to call it that this can be done in both Salesforce and HubSpot and other CRMs. But what you're seeing is, Mark was ultimately going to be prescriptive in terms of what content's being serviced up. So as you change the deal stage within a deal as it progresses, Mark's going to be prescribing specific pieces of content for the rep at that stage in the deal. And then when they click to actually customize a piece of collateral, what we do is we automate as much as possible where possible. So you're seeing that my contact information's automatically populating in the prospects information is populating their logo, their name, all within the guardrails of the design, from the creative marketing team. And then as you've seen with Steve, you can easily integrate with our Media Valley instance to select approved photography from the DAM. It's right at my fingertips using their AI search, capabilities. I can find, an approved asset at my fingertips and easily drag and drop it into the parameters and guardrails of the design. So it's personalized and customized to the prospect. There's other components that are automated that are tied through the CRM. This example in particular, we're actually taking AI generated content from your call recording software, whether it be through Gong or Zoom, and generating AI generated copy to this proposal. And here we're actually integrated with additional data set where this be an employee catalog or catalog where you can drag and drop teams and members that may vary from deal to deal. And then proposal action information, the line items to the deal are all populated within the proposal. If you change it to the CRM, it'll populate into the asset, and then I can then distribute it right within Mark. What's great here and where we want to highlight for the team here is what we're excited to highlight is the actual data and visibility. Marketing and sales are two sides of the same coin. We're providing visibility now that marketers haven't had for a long time in terms of what content they create is actually being leveraged and used by sales and by CS in their respective revenue conversations, so they can know what's working and where and how can they create more of it and how it's actually influencing closed won revenue, and so that they are able to again tie ROI to their initiatives and to their strategies and create more content that's functional and usable for these respective teams. Now, as you digest kind of all the things that we're talking about, I bet your heads are probably spinning all the things that you can do for your respective team. I want to bring some actual numbers from a client of ours that has implemented the Mark Media Valley solution. We talk about content on demand, but in our customers' words here at PT Solutions, our reps can now create branded proposals in minutes, rather than taking days or weeks. 93% faster turnaround time. You're getting 70% fewer design requests. That bottlenecks being removed so that the marketing creative team can focus on their strategic initiatives, again, both focusing on driving revenue outcomes.
Yeah, I mean, those are really exciting metrics, Nick. It's always great to quantify things, as that's what marketers are interested in that sales and marketing alignment. I know there's a large amount of use cases that we've been pulling from. There's some additional data that I saw that's coming in our upcoming 2026 DAM Trends report, which is 100% of those that are using DAM and templating see an improved brand consistency, save 26 hours a week on branding initiatives, and achieved ROI in less than six months. A pretty awesome time to value there.
Yeah, it's incredible.
The third lane that we're going to dive in kind of helps uncover either wider company adoption or getting into external parties such as partners. So these personas you can describe as more light users that are looking to consume or make subtle edits to customize assets. So the focus here is really to enable those groups to find and download content or create something from a template. The outcome is really providing the right assets or templates in an intuitive way. And one of the effective ways to unlock this avenue is through Media Valet experience portals that leverage a page of specific mark templates. As I mentioned earlier, Parker Thompson did a session on experience portals or Media Valet XP, as you may hear the acronym reference. So if you missed that session, I do recommend checking out the recording, but I will provide just a quick preview here. So the page that you're seeing now is an example of a Media Valet experience portal or Media Valet XP, and the site can be built with tabs on the top with various different pages from each tab. Each page can have multiple sections that can be highly customizable. And so here we're going to be showing a page that highlights specific templates for a particular audience. And this is where you can add additional information about how the template can and where it should be used. You know, you may have different templates that are longer form. So if they do have multiple pages, that's where you can include, you know, previews for the other pages in a particular template. In this persona I'm going to be playing right now, let's pretend I'm in human resources. I'm looking to promote an upcoming winter 2025 holiday party. It's that time of year. And so I want to cause some exciting buzz through the company. So I found the right template for promoting this event, making my quick copy change. I'm going to find some pictures from last year's party. So I'm searching holiday party winter 2024. That's going to give me results right away. I'm going to narrow it down. Everyone loves Mathilde. She's the heart of our support. Let's see what photos we have of Mathilde. That looks perfect. And here we have a great team photo. This looks awesome to share to generate excitement through the company. So I'm going to, you know, I can either share it through social channels, but I'm going to grab this and then share it through, you know, company-wide channel to generate some excitement about this initiative. And Nick, I'm going to pass it over to you to kind of bring this home on, you know, when DAM and templating click.
Absolutely. Yeah, like what good looks like, right? When you're seeing different ways that we solve for, but ultimately we're trying to help approved assets flow directly into approved templates. So it allows for content to always be up to date and you know pre-approved so that other teams and departments across the organization can really customize content at scale. You saw within all these examples where you can obviously find approved images, but then making these templates and collateral pieces dynamic and smart with data filled so we whether it be personal profile information tied to actual data sets that can allow a regional piece be customized. Will it be right here in my hometown, Salt Lake, or in Dallas, Texas, or anywhere or in Canada, right, in Toronto, and where Steve may be. So I think it's important that you continue to leverage that automation capabilities to make it easy for content to be customized quickly, and again, all within the guardrails of the brand. So logos, colors, fonts are being enforced, and your brand is no longer a referenceable style guide, but actually becomes a living, breathing, functional thing within the combination of Mark and Media Valet. And I think, again, to put in the words of our customers, we talked about some data points, both current customers as well as future reports that are coming out. But when control and creativity coexist, brand operations are no longer slowing down teams, but it really allows these other teams departments to drive business outcomes fast. Really content at the speed that's needed today. Creative teams are no longer bogged down with these are no longer a bottleneck or feel like the bottleneck of mundane requests, filling up their day to day, but allowing them to move faster and allowing these other teams and departments, whether it be sales, CS, HR, who are needing content to fulfill their respective roles and responsibilities, can do so in a way that without breaking down the quality of what's being presented on behalf of your respective business. It's really every team and department. You could be in a highly regulated industry and healthcare or finance, a local, nonprofit organization, or any and all in between. You truly can meet the content needs of today without jeopardizing your company or business as you scale. What can be done within your business?
Well, Nick, thanks again for teaming up today. And thanks for everyone who's joined us today. I hope this was insightful. One final note about Yumiko's session, which is starting in about 30 minutes. Again, she's going to be demonstrating how a digital asset management system serves as the foundation of a truly connected marketing ecosystem. Session will cover how a unified asset hub connects to your overall marketing stack, how built-in integrations automate sharing and approvals across the tools you already use, and and ultimately how connected systems cut down production time. So tune in for that, which will be a great way to finish off Dam Week Fall 2025. Thanks again, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate it.